and welcome to another episode of One on One. I'm Simone Woodley, and right now I'm sitting in Paramount Hotel Midtown, where in a few hours they are going to be hosting an exclusive event outside of Taste of Dubai 2025. The event is organized by Meals on Me, and it is going to have high-profile culinary guests in attendance. And I'm honored and thrilled to have one of the biggest stars in the room sitting with me right now, Mr. Marco Pierre White.
You're very spoiling with your words. You
I
really
mean
are.
it.
You're riddled with charm.
I mean it. Good afternoon, Chef.
Good
How are you?
afternoon. It's nice. I'm enjoying your company.
So am I. We've been chatting for a while and I've already learned so many things.
What have you learned?
I can't say it on camera. Well, maybe after we'll continue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. doesn't
No, it's great. We need a little bit of mystery. They don't need
it?
to know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've had a very busy couple of days in Dubai lately.
I've been here now about a week or 8 days or something because I came and did Taste of
Taste of
Dubai,
Dubai, yes.
which I've got to say is the most magical food show on earth. When the sun goes down and everything lights up, you've got the stars in the sky, you've got all the lights all over the buildings, in the park with the palms. It's quite magical. Have you been to Taste of Dubai? It's really good.
Experience.
I mean, Jason Atherton was cooking good food there.
Yes.
This year. Roses was cooking good food. I think it's called Duck and Waffle or Waffle and Duck or something. I was quite shocked by how good it is and how well it's run, actually.
What was the highlight of your experience, would you say, this year? Because you did a lot. You were with the ICCA young chefs as well.
I've been with them many times. They're
Yes.
nice. They work very, very hard, and they're kind, actually. They really are. I think just to be invited as a guest to Dubai is the highlight.
Beautiful.
Because let's be honest, there's not many places where you get a better time on earth than you do in Dubai.
That's very true.
They spoil you like nowhere else.
That is very true. I want to get into the collaboration that you have with Meals on Me, but before I do, while I have you in this chair, I want to take the opportunity to ask you about your extraordinary life and career in with food. I know, I mean, I did do my homework, and I know that your love for food comes from your mom's side. I know that you have had so many different accomplishments, but I think what I want to know from you is, how do you stay passionate about food and this industry after all this time?
I think what's important in life is to struggle. Without struggle, what do we have? By having struggle, we have great appreciation
Right.
for the smallest and simplest of things. Secondly, our imagination continues to be ignited. It will be very easy to live a sort of safe, simple life. But you know, I like to struggle. I like the life of an artist. As I've said many times in my life, when people ask me, what am I? They say, a cook, a restaurateur. I always give them the same answer. I'm a romanticist. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only thing within the world we live that never dates is romance. Everything else dates. Environments date. We date. But romance, there's nothing like it.
That is quite an answer. And
I thought it was a statement, but an answer.
it's incredible.
Whatever, it sounds good.
That's a quotable moment right there. Thank you for that. You, at the height of your career, you were the youngest chef to receive 3 Michelin stars. I believe you were 33 years old. And at the height of your career, you decided to walk away from it all. What made you decide to give up your stars?
Well, winning 3 stars is a very exciting journey. Realizing your dream is very exciting. But when you've realized everything that you set out to achieve, because my dream wasn't just winning 3 stars, it was winning 3 stars with 500 knives and forks. So when I worked at the Box Tree in Ilkley in West Yorkshire, the bosses told me about this restaurant in France called La Serre in Paris. They said La Serre is the ultimate. It's not the best food. The best food is Chalbarier. But for the experience, La Serre. So I looked into La Serre. La Serre had 3 stars with 5 red knives and forks. So that became my dream, to replicate the great La Serre, aged 17 years old. Some would say a fantasy. But what I would say is that success is born out of luck.
Okay.
Luck is being given the opportunity. It's awareness of mind that takes advantage of the opportunity. So yes, I was a fantasist. But like everybody in this world, there were moments in my life where I was presented opportunities. I didn't take advantage of all of them, but I took advantage of some of them. And by taking advantage of those opportunities, that's what got me my first restaurant. That's what got me my first star with 2 black knives and forks. 2 years later, 2 stars with 3 black knives and forks. 5 years later, 3 stars with 4 black knives and forks. And then I spent the next 3 years of my life turning those black knives and forks into red ones. Because no restaurant in Britain had 3 stars and 5 red knives and forks. The Ritz had 5 black knives and forks, but no stars in those days. So in '98, I realized my dream.
Wow.
I won my 3 stars with my 5 red knives and forks. Now, life is very boring. Because my whole position is about defending my position.
Right.
So therefore, you're not trying to win 3 stars, you're not trying to win 5 red knives and forks, which is very exciting. You're defending it. It's conveyor belt cuisine. It's systematic. And I do system very well. I understand the system. ABC, ABC, XYZ, ABC, XYZ, ABC, XYZ. That's boring. And I was no longer enjoying it. So I looked at my options and I had 3 options. Option 1, continue what I'm doing, retain my status. I have my job, I have my income.
Right.
I have my 3 stars, I'm top of the tree. Option 2, live a lie. Pretend I cook when I don't cook. How many chefs have 2, 3 stars in Michelin and they're not behind their stove tonight? But they're charging high prices. If I'm going to go to a tour of 3-star Michelin, I want this chef behind the stove. That's why I'm paying that money. Option 3, give them back. Let go of your status. Except tomorrow I'm going to be unemployed. Those are my 3 options. One Sunday morning I'm fishing on the River Tess for salmon. I hook into a female salmon, about 10 pounds. I land her, I unhook her, and I release her. Whenever you've caught a salmon, always rest the pool.
Okay.
So I sit down on the side of the river on this bench. I light a Marlboro. And I'm thinking. And this little thought comes into my head. Marco, you're being judged by people who have less knowledge than you. So the next question you ask yourself, if I've been given 3 stars by people who have less knowledge than me, what are they worth? What are they worth? If you're going to be given an award, then that award must be given to you by your peers or people who have greater knowledge than you.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's not worth the paper it's written on. And today you look at what's happened with Michelin. They dish out stars like confetti.
Very, very raw and honest answer you gave, and I appreciate that. But what was the reaction to the decision that you made?
A lot of people couldn't understand it. But they weren't working over 100 hours a week, 6 days a week.
Right.
And as I said, defending your position is boring. chasing a dream is exciting, but fueled by your emotions and your fears of failure, your insecurities. But remember, if you're in search of perfection, the first thing you must do is be brutally honest with yourself and look for the imperfection, or try to find the imperfection within what you're working with. Most people think, oh, that's 3 stars.
Right.
Most 3-star dishes aren't 3-star dishes. Search for the imperfection within the perfection. If you want to create perfection, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. I went to a 2-star Michelin 2 weeks ago. Technically, it was very good.
Right.
But did the chef know how to build a jigsaw? Overworked. Arrived cold, because the emphasis is on the presentation rather than the eating. Little tweezers. You know, food must be served hot. And the problem today is, you go to a 3-star Michelin, and it's a canopy party on a plate. All they've done is taken canopies and put them on plates. And they call this gastronomy. I came from the world of la grande cuisine. That beautiful romantic world. Not the world of petit cuisine. Food which is designed for the Instagram, not for the eating. I went to a 3-star one day, and they gave me a Malteser for my starter. And they told me that this dish is designed to eat with your fingers. It's obvious. Why do I need patronizing? I've seen more food than most people in this world. And I'm a great believer in honesty at whatever level. I don't like snobbery. I don't like fluff. I don't like it when people try to pull the wool over my eyes. If you look at my hand, what do you see? You see a palm. I see 4 knuckles. Working at the same thing, but we see something very different. So let's never allow the obvious to blind us. Let's allow the obvious to dictate to us. Look at something for what it is, not for what you want it to be. But most people want to be fantasists. Most people want to be dreamers. Very few people want to roll up their sleeves. If you look at me when I cooked, how tired did I look in those early pictures?
Right.
Chefs today, they look like they've just walked out of the gym.
That is very true.
I mean, it's just extraordinary the world we live in today.
Yeah, that is very true. If you had to give advice to chefs, because we are living in a world right now where chefs will pretty much do anything to achieve these stars. If you could give them advice, what would you tell them? Having done it all.
Well, the first question you've got to ask yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? Look, great cooks, in my opinion, and I've known some great cooks, they all have 3 things in common. Firstly, they accept and they respect that Mother Nature is the true artist, and they're just the cook. They bow to her. Secondly, everything that they do becomes an extension of themselves. It's like watching a pianist dress the plates. It's like watching a principal dancer at the stove. Their awareness of their environment, using every single sense, because a chef cannot touch or taste everything. So he has to be able to look at something and can see that it's hot. He can see that it's cooked to perfection. Because let's not forget though, I never won 3 stars. The cooks behind me, those young women and young men, they won the 3 stars. They were the orchestra. They created the symphony. I was just the cook. Sorry, I was just the conductor, the composer by that stage in my career. But every day I did the pass, every day I did the mise en place. Every day I touched things, I smelt things, I tasted things, I looked at things. I became the Pied Piper. I made people believe in my dream. And that's why they followed me over 100 hours a week without complaining. But they realized my dream. But in return, I showed them what was possible. So I gave them their dream. Because life's all about dreams.
That's incredible.
I don't know about that.
I think so, Chef. I think you have a very great story, actually.
It's, as I say, a story is way more important than a recipe. A recipe can confuse us, but a story can inspire us. It's where do we take our inspiration? So going back to your question about young chefs, what would I advise them?
Yeah.
Make sure you do it for the right reason and not the wrong reasons. My father said to me when I went for my first job, he said, never ask how much you're going to get paid, how many hours you're going to work, or what your position is. Just do your job. And that's what I've always done in my life, just my job. And I've never done it for fame. Perfection is lots of little things done well. It's that simple. Now let's talk about Meals on Me.
Yes, please.
Because otherwise we'll be here all day.
I know, I could sit with you. Okay, let's talk about the collaboration and what inspired you to get involved.
Well, the reality is like you, like everybody in this room, I have to make a living.
Yes.
I have to go to work. And so therefore, when I was approached, I tried to understand their concept. And I kind of liked their concept. But what is their concept? Their concept is delivering food to people in the workplace or people at home when they just finished and they can't be bothered to cook. What do most people do at lunch? In their break, their half an hour to an hour break. They hold their phone and they play with their phone and they sort of nibble at things. Right or wrong?
True.
They go home, they flip, they kick off their shoes, pour themselves a glass of wine, then on the TV, they just want to relax. So they want something simple. I said, if you've come looking for gastronomy, you've knocked on the wrong door. This is not about gastronomy. This is about feeding people well. They said, what do you have in mind, Marco? I said, the food my mother cooked me. Aubergine parmigiani, delicious meatballs. Do you see where I'm coming from? Delicious gnocchi. Those Italian classics, very simple, which you can just eat with a fork or a spoon. Simple as that, and I can play with my phone or I can have a conversation in my lunch break, bang, and just eat. But food must be comforting. We're not there to impress people.
Right.
We're there to feed people, and to feed people well, and feed them to a standard at a price point. That's what's important. And if you can deliver that, then you've done your job. It's like today, I said, the number one dessert in the world is cheesecake. So let's just do cheesecake with 4 fresh fruit toppings. Blueberry, passion fruit, mango, and strawberry, raspberry, that's 5. Because what do most people want is just a little bit of sugar.
Right.
It's a bit of indulgence. Simple as that, isn't it?
I know you've curated a really special menu for the event this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about
I've done nothing for the menu this evening.
Done nothing for the
The
menu?
hotel's done it.
Okay.
So you can't blame me for that. And you can't blame me for that neither.
Noted.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything I've just said is false.
Okay. Noted. Noted. But in terms
You're
of...
very charming, Simon. You know that. You've got lots of hair.
I do have lots of hair, yeah.
Yeah, mine's not quite as curly as yours,
Yeah, but yes.
but I'm not doing bad for 63.
I don't think
Why are you
so.
laughing? By the way, everybody, there's lots of people all around us.
Yes,
Anyway, you're
exactly.
saying.
Yes.
It's not just me and Simone in the room. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 others. 11 in total. We're having a party, by the way, at the Paramount.
And there's lots of food everywhere too.
Exactly. There's a ton of it over there. There's the risotto, buttered chicken, braised lamb.
Oh, chef. So, okay, let's talk about Dubai's culinary scene then for a second. You've been here for a very long time. You've come here for a while. What do you think?
Well, look at it for what it is.
Right.
It's an international town. So let's say that. It's an international city. It's a country. I don't know what you want to call it. But the truth is, it's the center of the world. And lots of people come here. And they come here for the right reasons, not the wrong reason. Look at Dubai for what it is. It's a masterpiece. It's the 8th wonder of the world. It defies gravity. It amuses the eye. Everything you want is here. Now, some people are flying in for a holiday, some people are flying in to fly on. Now let's look at the food. The food is good, it's very good. I went to a Chinese in my hotel. Is it 32 Mott or Mott 32 or something?
Mott 32.
I thought that was a cool environment. Romantic, under the stars.
I like that place too, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Okay, I sat there by myself, but it was a romantic evening.
Well, that's why we've rejoined you.
But I thought it was really good.
Yes.
And I thought the food was very simple, very generous,
Yes.
and very affordable.
Yes.
And to think that a lot of the food has to be brought in is still affordable. And I think, you know something? I think it's one of the most remarkable stories on earth is the story of Dubai. And now look what's happening in Abu Dhabi. I was in Saudi at the end of last year. Again, I was with the chief exec who's doing the line. And you just think, wow, this part of the world, how it's evolving is just extraordinary.
It is. Chef, outside of the kitchen, what keeps you busy these days? What do you do to hobby or de-stress?
Oh no, I never get stressed.
That's incredible.
Why would you get distressed?
Well, I suppose life, pressure.
But look, if you can't absorb pressure, yes, how can you deliver consistency? Think about it. So the first thing a chef has got to learn in life is how to absorb pressure. By absorbing pressure, he can deliver consistency. He can deliver standards, can't he?
How do you do that?
Do what?
Absorb the pressure.
Well, worse things have happened to me in my life
Okay.
than someone dropping a tray of eggs.
Sure. Okay.
Someone dropping a sauce on the who cares? You know, when you watch your mother die,
Right.
life's not very stressful, is it?
Right.
That's stress.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's painful. Ah, there we are. So once you can overcome pain, then you can absorb everything in life.
Chef, thank you so much
Marco,
for your time.
Simon.
Marco. No, I feel weird saying Marco. Chef Marco then.
Oh, how vulgar.
It has been such a pleasure, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm delighted.
And thank you for telling them off. You're going to go a long way, Simon.
Before you
What's
go.
your surname, dolly girl?
Moodley.
Mowgli. What,
It's a very South African surname.
Like the name from Mowgli on
Yes,
Jungle
very
Book.
similar. Very similar, yes.
Yeah, it's good. Good name, Simon Mowgli.
Yeah, before you go, I want to do a fun segment with you. It'll take like a couple of seconds.
Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's do the fun
hold
thing.
this or that. I'll shout out
I'll hear
something.
it's fun at the end of it.
Okay, you tell me if it's fun. So I'm going to give you 4 options. You choose your best. Chocolate or cheese?
Cheese.
Cook at home or dine out?
Done out.
Traditional Sunday roast or full English breakfast?
Both.
Okay. White jacket or no jacket in the kitchen?
White jacket.
Excellent. Was that fun?
Not really. It was more confusing than funny.
I will work on that. I will work on that. Such a pleasure. Thank you.
So you're
so
very
much.
kind. You've got a nice face. You're kind.
I appreciate
Enjoy your day.
that.